Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Sue Quigley. My channel is called Heartcore Healing and today is Tuesday, May the 23rd, 2023. Now I was going to start off by saying I'm late doing this update, but it's quite an interesting turn of events for me, at least from a mindset position, a spiritual, energetic position. So I did a reading at the beginning of the month about the May energies, and I think I said then, oh, I'll pop on halfway through the month. And I had all the intentions of doing so, at least intellectually, and my mind is still telling me that I should have logically have come on and done an update halfway through May. And I knew what the theme would be because this theme has been sitting with me all month. But you know what? When it came to it, everything seemed to conspire against me doing it. It just wasn't the right time. And even though logically my head was going, you should be doing it mid-month. It makes sense. It's quite neat. Come on halfway through the month with the mid-month update. But it just did not make sense to do it. And I was urged to wait. In fact, what I kept hearing was, there's too much noise. There's too much noise around at the moment. And that has certainly been true. I think the past week or so has been quite tricky energetically. There's been some real trickster energies around. But also, there's so much playing out. So much playing out. There is a lot of noise. There is a lot of confusion and awe and and ooh going on, that it just seemed logical to wait for that to go out and then come on and do my update when it felt right. So, what I've learned this year more than any other year is to lean into what feels right. Even if my head, my brain is saying differently, even if YouTube and other social media platforms and gurus are saying otherwise, I'm going to go with what feels right. So here we are, 23 days into the month, and I'm going to come in and deliver a message, as I say, with a theme that has been brewing all month. So I know where I'm going to start, but then we're just going to see where it takes us. But I want to just link back with what I said about there being too much noise. And I've always said about Heartcore Healing, it's about a channel where we concentrate on ourselves and our own healing journey. We look within. No matter what's going on outside of us, we look within for guidance and healing and insight. And I always say, just be the observer. We don't have to get involved in the drama. And I'm going to reinforce that. We don't need to be involved in the drama, but it doesn't mean that we have to pretend it's not happening. There's a lot going on, and there might be stuff out there on the world stage, stuff in politics, always. But stuff to do with monarchies, stuff to do with people in the celebrity and entertainment industries that we might think, oh, I don't need to get involved in that. But you know what? We can still observe with a sense of curiosity, because all these things playing out are necessary. All these things are needing to happen. We are needing to witness them in order for us to get a wider understanding of our own ness, our own shadow, of the things that are triggering us that we can become aware of, again without judgment on ourselves, but just to see what's happening. We don't need to get involved, but we can observe. But what was I going to talk about in my update? I had a bit of a download. Was it that? Just information coming through. When I was going to do my May update, monthly update, I was actually sitting out. It was one of the first days where we'd had sun that was warm enough. I live in Kent in England, and to be quite honest, we've had some sunny days, but it's been really cold with a cold wind, and I feel the cold. I'm a bit of a lightweight in that respect. But I was actually sitting out the back in my garden, and I was just sitting there with my eyes closed, just enjoying the warmth of the sun on me. And as I did that, I just got nature is our greatest support system. Now, for some of you, that might not be anything new, and it didn't feel like anything particularly new to me, but there is an element to it, there is a side to it that is new. You know, with all this stuff playing out on the world stage, all of this drama happening, we need to take ourselves to a place of sanctuary. And I feel like that although we might know that nature is always good for us, you know, get out in nature, get out for a walk, I think we've perhaps missed how much it is there to heal us, how much of the answers lie in nature. And I think we need to start regressing a little bit. You know, many years ago, you know, we can feel as a human race how much we have evolved in terms of how much we know now, how much we are better than our ancestors that used to, you know, live very with the basics and very raw, you know. But then I think, how much have we actually learned? Have we actually moved away from the basics of what nature can offer us? There was near to where I live. There's a lady who does like herbal work, and she has an apothecary. And I remember going to one of her workshops a few years ago, and she actually called it the pharmacy at your feet. And I thought that was just such a wonderful way of saying that what is beneath our feet is here to heal us, here to help us. But also that nature, from a sort of emotional and spiritual position, when we really tune into it, it really can give us the help and guidance that we need, and the support system. And you know, when all of that stuff is playing out that we observe, and we have to be careful when we observe drama, toxic behaviour, things that aren't great, we are still subconsciously taking it in, still subconsciously allowing it into our energy system, into our energy field. So what we can do is we can breathe into nature. We can ask nature to assist us in helping us, support us, keeping us grounded, but also helping to clear our energy field and actually fill it with all of the goodness that nature has to offer. One of the crystals I was really drawn to, and you know, I think that's what actually came through all those weeks ago, was not just that nature is our greatest support system, but that actually crystals. Don't forget about the crystals. And yes, there's always the mindfulness of making sure they are ethically sourced as much as possible. But you know, crystals have so much to offer us. And I'm a great believer in understanding the power of our own intention. Whilst I know crystals themselves have very unique and individual properties and meanings, and I always find it really interesting to see what crystals I'm drawn to and then find out what they're here to help us with. But you know, if you are sitting there and you've only got one crystal, or you haven't got any, and you don't think, well, I don't want to spend a load of money on crystals, then just choose one that you're drawn to. And with intention, clear that crystal of any residual energy. But call in the nature of that crystal and ask it to assist you with whatever it is that you want, regardless of the type of crystal that it is. It can assist you with your own spiritual growth, your own emotional well-being and healing. And having said all of that, the crystal I was drawn to was fluorite. And in my little box of crystals, the only fluorite I had, actually, I think I have got another one, just don't know where it is, but the only one I got is my trusty pendulum. I love using pendulums. But this is rainbow fluorite. And so when I knew fluorite was the one that was calling me when I was about to do this reading, I looked up its properties, and this is rainbow fluorite. And fluorite generally is very good for spiritual growth, but also absolutely fantastic in pulling out those negative energies from your energy field and actually clearing, sort of giving an energetic detox. And rainbow fluorite has the benefit of both being wonderfully, wonderfully grounding, but also spiritually elevating as well. So it can help us to ground, to feel that connection to the earth that is so important to us, whilst at the same time helping us clear ourselves. I wonder, clear ourselves for sort of more clearer thinking, more spiritual connection, more feeling that resonance with the energies around us. And the bit that I was going off on a tangent there is because I do a lot of work around the chakra system, the 7 main chakras that reside in the human body. And I always say, when I do energy healing with people, often the biggest issue I come up against is people that are highly spiritual and actually and wonderful, wonderful healers and psychics and mediums, but they are so spiritually engaged. They've kind of gone too far and they need grounding. It's almost like I have to pull them back down to earth. It's like I have to ground the light that they have in order to help them become a bit more balanced. And in the chakra work that I do, I'm always keen to say, you know, one of the most important chakras, maybe arguably the most important energy center we have, is the root chakra, the one that connects us to the earth, the one that gives us that sense of that right to be here in this body, in this existence, right here, right now, at one with the earth, grounding into it, because it is our firm foundation for anything that we might do otherwise. So we can elevate ourselves, we can advance ourselves, we can develop ourselves as much as possible, but we still need that groundedness, that firm foundation. And we can be more, our connection to spirit, all the work that we do spiritually is so much more enhanced when we have that sense of grounding. And I've always been quite firm to say, I never quite resonate when I've met people who say, I just want to be at one with spirit. I don't feel my body. I'm not interested in my physical body or what's happening here on earth. I'm just engaged with my galactic ancestors, or I'm engaged with spirit. I'm in service to spirit only. I can't vibe with that at all. Simply because, I have the I don't want to say I've got the greatest respect for, because it's one of those sayings, isn't it? Respectfully, but. So, scrub that. While I don't disregard people that feel they are so connected, I think that as souls, we have chosen to be here at this time. We are having this existence at this moment in time. And my own belief system is that our consciousness exists before and after this existence. So what we are experiencing here in our life on earth is one tiny fraction of our overall evolvement and existence. We've chosen to be here at this time. So we damn well need to honour it. We need to feel it. We need to be in this existence to understand, what are we here for? What do I need to understand in this lifetime? What am I here to evolve to and from? And if we just disengage from being here, then it kind of defeats us actually being here at all, doesn't it? Doesn't it disregard the journey? Doesn't it disregard the choice that we made as a soul to come here and be here? I don't know. What do you think? I'm not going to say that my belief system is the belief system, but it's something that, feels absolutely right for me, one that I can really connect with. And the reason why, I just think we have to be on earth. We have to live on earth. We have to engage. We have to observe. We have to be part of this existence. And that's why it's so important for us to feel into the energies of the planet. And while I was saying that, it is so important that we allow nature to support us, that we allow ourselves to connect to the earth, that we might go out and take our shoes and socks off and put our bare feet onto the bare earth, feel the grass, feel the soil, feel the sand, feel the granite, but get onto nature's surface and feel it. Be out in the forest, be out in the woods, sit amongst the trees and the flowers, sit with the rivers and experience what nature can give us when we allow that to happen. We also must not forget to look up, because I feel it's becoming even more important that we notice what's above us as well as what's underneath us. And at the moment, I think, is a real special, significant moment in time. Yes, we are moving into the age of Aquarius. Yes, there is the rising of the divine feminine. Yes, more than ever, there are amazing energies going on, that we are getting to a choice point, as I've always spoken about, with how do we want our future to be? What do we want to learn? How do we want to grow now? What do we want to do? But our connection to the stars, to the wider universe, to all of the galaxies out there, is also becoming really important. For some of us, that's where we came from. We came from the stars. So don't forget to look up and engage with that as well, you know. And even in the daytime, when we can't see them, the stars are still there. I always find it amazing, you know, when it's really bright in the day and we actually see the moon as well as the sun, but we see the moon in daytime. I always love that. I don't know why, it just feels just wonderful. So we mustn't forget the stars are there as well. But at night, if you can get to see the stars and just sit and just focus on them, just give them your attention, just start talking to them, maybe in the way that you might talk to nature, might talk to animals, and feel if there's an energetic connection there, an energetic pull, because the stars are certainly here to assist us, to be our support system as well. So what messages can we get from the cards? I had to choose this deck, Nature's Whispers. You know, this was one of the very, very first oracle decks I purchased. It's by Angela Hartfield, and the artwork is by a stunningly talented lady called Josephine Wall. Oh, her work is incredible, as you will see, because I will share it with you. But I've always loved this pack. As I say, one of the very first oracle decks I bought many moons ago, and I just love it. It always, I used to introduce it in the first sort of meditation and chakra circles that I used to do, again, quite some time ago. But I love it. So what can nature get us to look at? If we're asking nature now, if we're asking all those planetary energies, all of nature's whispers, what can she tell us? What can she tell us about? I'm also going to ask the stars, by the way, but for now, let's see what earthly, what natural wonders we can be shown. Wow, I said about choice point, didn't I? So the first card that comes up is make a decision. What do you want? Make your decision. You focus on that card. Beautiful, beautiful. So there's somebody here with a mask, and it's like the masquerade. Who are we choosing to be that's not really reflective of who we are? And see, it's almost like, what can you choose to be in? That's almost like a Beyonce power pose, isn't it? Make a decision. It's about moving towards... I always find when people say, move towards who you really are. Now, I've used that phrase so many times, but I know it can also be a bit frustrating when we go, oh yeah, but I don't know who I am. So this is make the decision. Who are you? What do you want to align yourself with? Are you going to allow your true self to emerge? All it takes is a decision. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, it can be an overnight decision. But we can make incremental changes to move towards that if we want to. But we need to make a decision. I know sometimes I hope I haven't been sort of ambiguous in the messages when I say we can tread the middle path. Sometimes sitting on the sidelines has its purpose, but we have to make a decision on where we want to be. And if we move, we can move down the path of the middle ground. We don't have to get involved in the toxic debates and arguments, but we have to make a choice to be sovereign, to be who we are, to choose to be the observer, the witness when we want to be, but be the true healer of our own self, to know ourselves truly. I'm going to pull 3 cards, but what's the next one? Oh, exciting. make a decision because there is a potential gateway coming up. I don't even want to say there's a potential gateway coming up. I want to say there is a gateway coming up. There is a gateway coming up. I feel the gateway is kind of all of this year, moving ever closer. But again, it's a choice. You don't have to go through this. You don't have to experience a gateway at all. But again, you've chosen to be here at this time. So why wouldn't you want to discover more about yourself and what you're capable of? Why wouldn't you want to evolve as a spirit, as a soul? Why wouldn't you want to find out what your own purpose is, what your own... And your purpose doesn't have to be a big thing, by the way. Your purpose is very unique to you. But why wouldn't you do that? One last card for this, for nature's message. Yeah. Because what you will learn to experience with nature as your support system is renewal of peace. And look at that card, isn't that beautiful? Nature is here to support you. And look, that's like us, nestled amongst the roots of the tree, allowing nature to support us. It can be tricky not to feel peaceful when there's so much going on, so much playing out, and we can get drawn into things, but that's when we have to be mindful, recognise it and understand that we have our own support system all around us, underneath us, all around us, up above and around us. And we just need to tap into that. And it doesn't have to be anything extraordinary, just ask to connect to it. You know, if you like to do rituals, that's up to you. But actually we can just ask to be connected. We can just, as I say, get your bare feet on the bare earth and just say, wow, let me feel your energy. Let me draw your energy up to support me. What have you got to tell me? Can you just support me? Can I just feel your energy? And we can just ask of it whatever you will. So beautiful. We need to make the decision to what we want to do and who we want to be. Because that's what's at stake, the potential gateway. So much, and, well, it's not at stake. That's what's at play. And nature as a support, a renewal of peace. Just to help us through these crazy times, interesting times. I always find the word interesting very useful. It's a bit like stuff. It covers a multitude of things. But I want to finish with just drawing some cards on, because as I said, up above us, the galaxies, the stars are here. The extended universe, sorry, I just whacked my microphone stand there, is here also to support us. So what can we hear from those energies above, those galactic energies? And I'm also drawn to say any quartz you might have with inclusions in are especially supportive at this time. The deck I'm going to use is the Secret Language of Light. I love this deck. Transmissions from your soul. So what of the I wanted to say then the upper energies. What are the energies around us? You know, that work and blend with nature for sure. But what are I kind of feel like these are, that's interesting. I feel like they're new energies, but the stars have always been here. The galaxies have always been here. But I feel there's new energy from there. There's new help and assistance from there that wants to come through. What's it getting us to look at? Whispers. Yeah. Look at that. So it may feel like whispers at the moment. Those new energies might feel like whispers. So you might not get a great big loud download. You might not get great big obvious messages. But when you sit there looking at the stars, or you lie in your bed at night and just close your eyes and connect. Just say, show me the galaxies, show me the stars above me. When you do that, what do you feel? What do you sense? And it might be really, really subtle to start with. But just hear those whispers. I want to also say feel those whispers, which sounds a bit weird, but yeah, feel those whispers. I think because when we're a soul, when we're just pure consciousness, all of our senses become one. So we can indeed feel whispers. What's your soul song? Oh, look at all the stars on there. Yeah. So here we are, and we can connect to the stars above. Oh gosh, those are angel wings at the top. They're not just galaxies, the angelic realm, those highly evolved spiritual beings. Oh my gosh, I can just feel me coming on to do an angelic reading. I really resonate and do a lot of work with Archangel Michael, but also the other, I do a lot of angelic work, but maybe this is Archangel Michael tapping me on the shoulder going, hey, why haven't I got a shout out just yet? Yeah, we need to be connecting to what's above us as well as what's beneath us as our support system. So one more card. Gosh, I feel really... I think I'll be doing an angelic reading next. Well, I'm going to be doing my... the next reading that you can expect from me is the one around June, the energies for June, but I can just feel there's something about the angelic world as well wanting to come in. I'm going to say the one on the bottom. Oh, gosh. Now I've picked the one off the bottom. Soul Journey. This is... Can you see as well? All about the clouds, it's all about what's above us. Where have we come from? This existence here on earth is our soul journey, but we've come from above. We've come from the wider energies, we've come from the stars, so we can see and connect to that, understand. It's our purpose here to understand what this earthly existence is all about. Let's tap into what's above us, what's around us, tap into those higher spiritual beings for their help and assistance, but also just as I want to say as a reinforcement, as our backbone. Yeah. I'm going to do one to finish. Oh God, I could sit here forever and just pull cards, but there needs to be... Every card in this deck I think I could pull out now and it would be appropriate and I'd get a message around it. So I am going to be disciplined and leave you with enlightenment. So right in the centre of that card is us, planet Earth. We are part of Earth, part of nature. Allow that to be our support system. And it sits within that sacred geometry of the seed of light. Seed of life, sorry. Wow, perhaps it is the seed of light. And look at that, enlightenment for us all, enlightenment for us as a collective, enlightenment for the planet. But we have to look to the planet, look to nature to support us, look to nature to give us the answers, the wisdom. And also not forget where we've come from, not forget that we are part of the universe and the galaxies all around us. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. What are you experiencing? How is nature? How are the stars supporting you? Can you feel the difference in the energies when you connect to that? And are you using crystals, or are there other things that you're using? Let me know. And please, I always get a bit icky around this bit because I feel like a bit of a salesperson, but it's just the way it works. If you like my work, please subscribe, and then you can get alerts to all the other updates I do, and tick the little like button as well, just to let me know that you like it. Sounds a bit obvious, doesn't it? And also just share it amongst people who you think would benefit from it, people who might like it. And love to you all on this amazing sacred journey. And I will speak to you all again very soon. Bye bye.